Train like a champion. Learn every tactic, master every strategy. Like, comment, and subscribe now. In this exciting Carins Cup Round 8 clash, Koneru and Batsiashvili enter the Queen's Gambit declined 3 knights variation. On d4. On d5. On c4. On e6 we are now in the Queen's Gambit declined. Knight f3. Knight f6. Knight c3. Bishop e7. On takes d5. On takes d5. Bishop f4. Knight h5. Threatening. Knight takes f4. Bishop d2 played by Koneru. Knight f6. On h3. Bishop d6. Queen c2. On c6. On g4. Knight a6. On g5. Threatening. On takes f6. Knight b4 played by Batsiashvili. Threatening. Knight takes c2 check. Queen b1 played by Koneru. Knight h5. On a3. Threatening. On takes b4. Knight a6 played by Batsiashvili. Queen c2. Knight c7. On e3. On g6. Bishop d3. King castled kingside. Knight e2. Knight e6. On h4. Knight eg7. Bishop b4. Bishop takes b4 check. On takes b4. Bishop f5. Bishop takes f5. Knight takes f5. Knight e5. On a5. On takes a5. Rook takes a5. Rook takes a5. Queen takes a5 check. King f1. Queen d8. Queen b3. On f6. Threatening. On takes e5. On takes f6 played by Koneru. Queen takes f6. Rook h2. Queen e7. Knight g1. Knight takes h4. On e4. Queen g5. Threatening. Queen c1 check. King e2. Knight f4 mate. Knight e2 played by Koneru. Rook a8. Threatening. Rook a1 check. Knight c1. Queen takes c1 check. King e2. Knight f4 mate. Pause the video and find the best move. Queen d1. The engine likes this move. King g7. On takes d5. On takes d5. Queen e1. Knight f5 and put immense pressure on the opponent, shifting to the main game. On f4 slight mistake played by Koneru. Threatening. On takes g5. Knight takes f4 played by Batsiashvili. Queen takes b7. Rook a1 check. King f2. Threatening. Queen f7 check. King h8. Queen f8 mate. Knight h3 check played by Batsiashvili. Rook takes h3. Queen g2 check. King e3. Threatening. Queen f7 check. King h8. Queen f8 mate. Queen takes h3 check played by Batsiashvili. King d2. Threatening. Queen f7 check. King h8. Queen f8 mate. Knight f3 check played by Batsiashvili. Knight takes f3. Queen takes f3. On e5. Rook f1. Pause the video and find the best move. On e6 a powerful reply. Rook f2. Queen b8 check. King g7. Queen e5 check. Queen f6 and dominate the board, shifting to the main game. Queen takes c6 played by Koneru. Queen e4. Stop here and find the strongest move. Queen b5 best according to analysis. Rook f3. On e6. Queen e3 check. King e1. Queen takes e6 and gain a significant edge. Let's explore the main variation. On b4 not optimal played by Koneru. On h5. Queen a6. King h7. On b5. Rook b1. Threatening. Rook b2 check. King d1. Queen c2 check. King e1. Queen takes e2 mate. Queen a3 played by Koneru. Queen f5. On b6. Queen f1. Knight c3. Queen f2 check. Knight e2. King h6. Queen e3 check. Queen takes e3 check. King takes e3. Rook takes b6. Knight f4. Rook b3 check. King f2. Rook b4. King e3. Rook b3 check. King f2. On g5. Threatening. On takes f4. King e2. King g5. King d2. King g4. On e6. Knight takes d5 played by Koneru. King g6. Time to think, find the best continuation. Knight e7 check is best move. King f7. Knight f5. On g4. Knight d6 check. King e6 and secure a stronghold in the game. Let's explore the main game. On e6 played by Koneru. On h4. Knight e3. King f6. On d5. Rook b4. King f3. Rook f4 check. Time to think, find the best continuation. King g2 best according to analysis. On g4. Knight d1. Rook f3. Knight f2. On h3 check and seize the initiative, shifting to the main line. King e2 slight mistake played by Koneru. On h3. Threatening. On h2. On e7. King takes e7. On d6 check. King e6. On d7. Knight f1 poor decision played by Koneru. King e7. Knight h2. On g4 Batsiashvili claimed a well-earned victory.